Greetings out there. It's Dave Duford from Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. Today, I am speaking with Mr. Sam out of the wonderful state of Texas about his experience with my Final Expense Avatar Lead program. Sam, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hey, everybody. It's Sam Cunningham here.
Hey, thanks, Sam. So what we're going to do today on this very quick testimonial is just give you guys, the listeners, kind of an overview as to how these avatar leads really work from somebody who's actually had experience doing them. So I got a series of questions I'm going to ask here. And the first question is just getting right to the nuts and bolts. All agents, of course, buy leads because they want to make a multiple on their investment. And so what matters the most, at least in my mind as an agent myself, is how much money can I make off these leads. So what I'd like you to do, Sam, is just kind of give us a nuts and bolts breakdown on how the avatar leads work for you, as far as how many appointments you ran, and especially how many applications you closed and what kind of premium you brought in.
Absolutely. I took advantage of the avatar program I saw online on David's website, and basically I did it because I had using mailer leads, and they're expensive, and I just had some financial situations going on where I needed a less expensive lead to keep my business going, and for $200, right around $200 for 30 leads as it was at the time, was a really good value, I thought. And so I went ahead and signed up on AutoShip for 30 leads, and right out the bat, I had a little bit of success getting some appointments set, and then and writing a few policies. And last week I had a pretty decent week. I had 7 applications written, and 5 of those were from the avatar leads. And my background, I've only been in the final expense business, agent business, life insurance business for almost a year, about 10 months. I've been licensed for a whole year, but I've been just doing it for about 11 months. And my experience before using the avatar leads were all mail order leads, and I had never called to set appointments before. And the reason why I had never called to set appointments before I door knocked the leads was because at $30 pop for each lead on a mail order lead, and I could only afford maybe 15 leads, I didn't want to lose some leads that I could make a sale, and so I was a little more hesitant to call them. But at this price rate with 30 leads for right around $200, I know the price is going to go up because there's other costs. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to set some appointments, and I found right out the gate, assuming that I was going to get some appointments from these, and I found a few rude people, but some really nice people, and I was able, last Monday, I wrote an app for $372 and an annual premium to a lady, and then on Tuesday, I only think I had like 1 or 2 appointments, and one of them fell through for sure, and so I had a goose egg on Tuesday, 0, and then Wednesday, I wrote 3 apps, one with Parenity, one with Settlers, and I actually the apps that I wrote from the avatar leads Wednesday were pretty much lay down sales. These are some people who needed insurance and wanted it. They're in their 70s, and they just really, any decent agent could have written that policy. It was really easy. And then Thursday, I didn't have any business. But then Friday, I wrote 2 more apps, and one of the appointments that I had set on Friday, the lady forgot that I was coming, and so I went in the door and had to kind of reintroduce myself. Being one of the final expense business, we get a lot of people in their 70s and 80s, and a lot of times they don't remember every time we set an appointment.
Right.
So when I got there, I found really quick the lady didn't have really a good reason to buy. She had life insurance, and she wasn't a motivated buyer. She didn't really have desire, you might say, to buy it, and probably didn't have a replacement opportunity. But her granddaughter was there, and she immediately expressed interest in that she needed life insurance for herself and her kids. And I was able to see an opportunity, and I went ahead and got her a policy that will fit her lifestyle, and I got her written up right there. And then Saturday, I actually wrote another policy. I had to go back with the lady. I didn't have the right application for her, the right carrier, and so wrote her up too. So I had basically five apps written on the avatar leads, and then 2 others from the old book of business. And I found that these leads are really comparable to mail order leads because, in a sense, the mail order leads, a lot of times, they're still just kicking tires too. So you can always get people saying, "Come in, sell me life insurance." When you buy mail order leads, you still have to work it a little bit, and I think it's great, especially for me, getting used to setting appointments. It was a good experience. I definitely want to keep using this in my toolbox, whatever you call it, these leads.
So you basically, just so I'm clear and understanding this, Sam, prior to working these avatar leads, you didn't have any sort of appointment setting experience, and what you're saying, again, correct me if I'm wrong, every sale that you've made, the 5 total off the avatars, which is exceptionally good. I think you told me you had about, what, 3,500 AP off of that? Was that around?
Yeah, really close to 3,700. I think it's 36, really close to 3,700 on those 5 apps that I wrote with the avatar leads, over 3,500 at least. And I'd done a few things before prior to doing my final expense business, so I was kind of a little used to setting appointments, but not for this business. And I think the $30 lead cost with mail order leads, which is what I'm accustomed to, I got really nervous when I got on the phone with some of those people before, and if they shot me down, I was like, man, that's a $30 lead just wasted.
Yeah,
and so
sure.
I was tentative to do appointment setting, but with this program, where the lead cost compared to mail order is so affordable compared to mail order, I felt confident enough to make those dials and set the appointments that I hadn't done ever before for my final expense business. And I'm going to continue doing it because obviously it works.
Well, that's cool.
The training you had on your YouTube channel was excellent. The training, you have an agent, used to be a stockbroker in New York, and his training online was really good. I listened to that several times setting appointments. That helped me a lot.
Cool. Well, very good. Glad to hear that. So, and great results just by setting appointments, folks. No door knocking involved. Of course, I tell everybody you should be door knocking your leads to maximize your results, but I'm not going to argue with Sam. I mean, for every dollar he put into the leads this week, he got back 18 in premium. I mean, that's nothing short of incredible. Now, so this is kind of my second question, kind of built upon the appointment setting, Sam, was what actually was the experience like when you were calling these people back? So, for example, did they remember you? How receptive were they on the phone? What was kind of the overall just experience dialing to set these appointments?
I had a few people just say right off the bat they weren't interested. I had a few people who said they already had some life insurance, and some of those I was able to still set an appointment with.
Sure.
But basically, with the ones I did get a hold of, I just I made it really simple and short and sweet. Basically, just said saying I only need 10-15 minutes to get in the door and try and get that information to you. And several said, hey, well, I thought you were just going to mail me something in the mail. And one quick thing I think that helped out, I said, are you familiar with Colonial Penn or Globe Life? Well, they sent their products in the mail, and those aren't very good. I said that they do that because those are usually some of the worst options, and you have to have an agent come to your home to get the best option. And I show it to you. You can do whatever you want with it. It takes like 15 minutes. Direct them to appointment setting. Now, I used the hobbies every once in a while, but it's kind of just to stop dead air to engage the client back in the call. I didn't use the age on the lead. Say, are you still 65? Are you still living in Galveston? And then I kind of keep them talking enough to kind of move the conversation back to the appointment.
Okay, very cool. All right, and then it's funny. I've cut a couple other testimonials. I'm sure there's people listening to this, on YouTube at this point, and I've asked the same question to everybody, but it's so important. The final expense business, really any sales business, lead vendors are considered to be the lowest life forms. They're like the scum of the earth, and many times that reputation is deserved. And so I'm always very sensitive to making sure that I, as a vendor, because remember, I'm as much of an agent as anybody else. I still personally produce, but I'm very sensitive to making sure that I do a good job communicating, delivering what I promise on. So that's my question to you. Is overall your experience with, as far as the communication goes with me, if you could kind of describe it to somebody who says, well, lead vendors suck, and how are you any different?
Yeah, I think, David, what I love about what you're doing is you're very direct. You share the pros and the cons. Let people know, that we're not guaranteed results, but these leads do offer a good opportunity to get some results. And I felt like on some of your other videos that you have about the avatar leads, you really did list the pros and the cons. So
right.
I think going into it, I had a general idea of what I was going to have to work with, and it's been a good value. And I definitely think you do. I sense from you, David, just from knowing you for the short time that I have,
Sure.
is that you practice the philosophy of under promise and over deliver, and that's typically what I see from you, because just from what my intuitive gathering of my dealings with you has been, because in this business, there's some tough moments, but there's some really good moments too. So.
I appreciate that, and I think partially, and you're exactly right. On a grander scale of how I do business is, this business, as being recruited into it through another organization other than mine, there are big promises made, and there's what I call blue skies sold. Hey, you're going to make $1 million sitting in your underwear working 2 days a week only after 5 o'clock at night. It's all a bunch of, promises that don't ever pan out, and people are kind of getting wise to that kind of stuff, and so they're very skeptical, and they should be. And I found it's much better to be completely transparent, and it's the right thing to do anyway, but it's funny because people buy from you more, they do more business with you, because that air of trust is the most important bond you can have with in any relationship. So anyways, before I get too far off on my soapbox, the bottom line is like you said, these leads are a lead. They're a good opportunity to get in the doors, as you guys listening have found from Sam. But ultimately you got to go work the system. Make no bones about it. You got to get in front of these people, fight to see them. Sam didn't sell everybody, but still he got great results, and it's just like any other lead system. You gotta grind it out and do what it takes.
Yeah, I would say one other thing is my best day that I had, I think working the lead, I had 7 appointments booked, and the second other day that I had 5 or 4 or 5. So, and maybe a seasoned agent can get 10 appointments in one day and try to run them. But, people are going to no-show. People aren't going to be there. Sometimes I'm running late.
Right.
So I didn't definitely sit with 7 people that day, but I had 7 appointments on I believe on Friday. And but I got to enough of them to make some sales. And I really believe that if you work all the leads and actually contact all the leads, that we're going to get some results, especially, if you have a little bit of training and you go in the system. I think it's going to work.
Right, absolutely, cool. So last question before we conclude our phone call, Sam, is basically bottom line. Always interested to hear. I think I know the answer to it, but still interested to hear. Overall, your experience, would it lead you to buy another order of leads from you again or not? And just explain why, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, I'm getting on authorship, staying on authorship, because this business, it's all about having somebody to talk to. And I think quantity is almost as much as quality.
Right.
Because if you're only talking to 5 people a day, 5 people a week, you're way less likely to have success than if you're talking to 20 or 30 people. And
right.
And I definitely, I think even at some point I'm going to get on mail order leads. I don't think I'm going to quit doing the avatar leads. I think it's something I'm just going to do and do forever. I think, and they say in business, sales solves all problems.
Yes, it does.
More sales solves more. And to get more sales in our business, really more leads.
Right.
More leads, more sales, because not only do you find people who are wanting to buy, but also I feel like we get better when we're in a routine of talking to people, making calls, and just after a while you sense when somebody's a prospect and when they're a suspect. And you start sensing when there's an opportunity, and then you can strike on that. as I get in that business routine of just daily activity, the more activity you ramp it up, the luckier we get, I think. And that's what I'm looking to do, and just keep it ramped up. I'm definitely going to increase my amount of avatar leads. I think that's really the best strategy, I would say. And get on them. I would say get on these avatar leads. I'm not trying to overpromise because, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I had a good week. But, I mean, for myself, I'm going to stay on the avatars and get orders as many as I can afford to keep steady business.
Right. Cool. Well, Sam, as I said to you earlier, thank you so much for taking the time to go through this process with me to describe the avatars in detail and the experiences of the people who are considering buying. And if you're one of those out there that feels that Sam's testimony was especially convincing and you're interested to place an order, here's the directions to do so. It's very simple. First, you're going to go to my website. It's down in the bottom of the comment section of this video. Again, if you don't see it, it's www.feagentmentor, F is in final, E is in expense, agentmentor.com. Once you go there, at the top of the navigation bar, you'll see a link that says Buy Avatar Leads. Click on that, and that's going to take you to the order page along with the information on how all the avatar leads actually work. You'll see other testimonial videos. You'll see the explanatory educational videos about how the avatars are generated, how they work, why they work so well, what's good about them, what's bad about them even, and then also a detailed video about how to effectively buy them, kind of like what Sam was talking about, so you can maximize long-term results. As Sam indicated, kind of referenced, the auto ship option we have is kind of unique in this business in the sense that I know as a recruiter, as somebody who recruits agents as well as sells leads, that sometimes the best results are from those people who just always have people to see. You know, a lot of times it's that simple. And so we have this auto ship option where we just generate your leads on an automatic basis. It's not very complicated to set up, but the video there explains how to do it so you can maximize your results in your campaign. If you've got a comment or a question, you can either leave one in the comment box on the video that you're watching, or you can go to the web page, the avatar information page, and leave a comment on my website. Totally fine. I respond to both directly from me. And other than that, Sam, thank you so much, first of all, for your time and effort in providing me this testimonial. And secondly, congratulations on the great results and the great start to these leads. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, David. Thanks so much for having me on the video call.
Hey, you got it, man. Have a great one.